Hey everyone, it's Alexis. I hope you are all doing well today. If you are joining me, that means you are participating in our 12 days of Christmas. We've got lots of great ideas and giveaways and fun little things popping up every day, so be sure to check those out on our websites at sizzix.com and sizzix.co.uk. Today I am going to help you cheer up your home space, your workspace, your condo, your apartment, maybe if you're a teacher, your teaching space, with some festive home decor ideas, or I just like to think some festive decorations. Some of them will work better in a home. That's up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I am going to be focusing on Sizzix dies today, and if you aren't familiar with our Sizzix dies, I'm going to pull one up so you can see. These are essentially steel rule dies. So within the foam right here is a really nice firm steel, and what's great about Sizzix dies is the multitude of surfaces that they can cut through. These guys can cut through felt and thin aluminum, up to 6 to 8 layers of fabric depending on the thickness of the fabric. They can cut through cardstock, they can cut through cardboard and mat board. They're really just super versatile and have lots and lots of options for you when you're doing projects around the home. So we had quite a few come out in Chapter 3 and in Chapter 4 that I think work perfectly for the holidays. So I'm going to be primarily focusing today with Pine Tree by Lisa Jones, and this is 665493, and I'm going to show you how, I'm going to pull it up real quick, I'm going to show you how I made these cute little felt trees. You can kind of see them on the shelf behind me as well. So perfect for decorating your mantle or your desk or an entryway, and really easy to put together. And because of it's a Sizzix die, you can actually cut the felt multiples in a row. So it makes, if you have to make a bunch of them, makes it a lot easier, we'll say. I'm also going to show you a couple of ideas with this one called Christmas Nature. This is 664719. This one's really great for adding a little bit of fun with your foliage, and I've got 2 different ideas I'm going to show you with this one. And then I'm also going to show you the fireplace stocking, and this one is 664721. This one I think happens to be one of my favorites. I've got one idea in front of me today that's very simple, easy to do with the kids, but then I've got a couple others I'm going to tell you about as I'm showing you the other one. So I'm going to switch to an overhead camera, and we're going to go through how to make these fun little felt trees, and I'm going to do the step-by-steps of that, and then I'll show you some other projects. So just give me 1 second, let me switch over that camera real quick. Okay, so first I'm going to kind of walk you through. I'm going to grab one more of the trees so I can have one of my finished ones up close for you to see. So you can see we're going to be working with a very kind of simplistic design, which I think is the perfect thing about Christmas decor. You want it to be easy to do. You want to be able to create multiples quickly and put them together quickly so that you can just have fun with them throughout the holiday season. So what I used to create this project is a variety of different felts. So we have festive felt, pastel, neutrals, and bold felt. And so I'm going to make one out of this really pretty red color from our bold felt pack. And you can see I've already got some cut, but I am going to show you how beautifully the die cuts. I am using Pine Tree from Chapter 4 by Lisa Jones, like I said earlier. I also used, this is really interesting what I did. So I went to a local craft store and I picked up, this is like a toy wheel, and they came in a pack of like 8 to 10, I think. And then I just picked up a bunch of wooden dowels that I knew would fit in, and I trimmed down the wooden dowels to the sizes that I wanted. I did a variety of heights so that I could have some trees that were a little bit taller, some that were a little bit lower to the ground. And then what I did essentially is I painted everything first with a gesso primer. So this is our Sizzix FX gesso primer. This is great for prepping your surfaces. So if you're going to use an acrylic paint, you want to have a primer on it. It just basically covers up the lower layers, gives you more of a seamless finish. And then I used our white creamy acrylic paint from the Sizzix Effects range. And we have a bunch of different colors. We have them in metallics, which would be really pretty around the holidays. So we have them in gold, rose gold, and silver. And then we have an additional white and black, and then 10 additional colorful colors. So if you want to do something really bright and fun, you've got options. And this is a really opaque, creamy texture, and it's beautiful. Like, I think I only did 1 or 2 coats on all of these to get it completely covered. So really easy to put together in that sense. I couldn't paint on camera because it would have taken a little too long to dry. So I just wanted to show you what I did use so that you can do it on your own. So what I would recommend, if you are going to do a base like this, you can get wood blocks, and they come with wooden dowels sometimes. I would insert this, and if you want to hot glue the bottom so that they stay in place, you can do that. I found my trees stayed once I put them in there with the paint. I would put them in and paint it with this in. Otherwise, I was finding that I was having a harder time getting it into the center of the hole because of the paint kind of going into the middle of the hole. So that's one little tip I would recommend, is maybe painting it with the dowel inside. So what I'm going to do is, like I was saying, because the Big dies are steel roll, they can cut through multiple layers of felt, cardstock, fabric, and I'm just going to bring my Big Shot machine in real quick. Now, when you're using a Big die, the sandwich is basically you just have a machine. You're going to put down 1 cutting pad. Then you're going to put down your die, and I've got the blade facing up. Now, I am going to cut my felt down real quick with my Sizzix scissors so that I don't waste any. Okay, and then I'm just going to line this up, make sure that where my tree is completely covered so I get 2 full trees when I cut through this. That noise is totally normal. It means that it's actually cutting. And when you are done, you just kind of peel away all of the bits and pieces, and you get 2 trees like this. So when you're making these, how the amount of trees you want to cut is kind of up to you. I used as few as 3 and as many as I think like 6 or 7. So it's completely up to you how full you want your tree to look. So I did this one right here. I only used 3. So it's a very like slim tree. But then I did another one like this, and this probably has like 6 or 7 different layers on it. You could also, if you wanted to get really fancy, you could stitch in stars, you could stitch in snowflakes, or you could stitch on sequins and beads if you wanted to, just to make it look a little bit more festive. So what the next step I'm going to do is I have got my wooden dowel. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my cut red felt trees, and I've had my glue gun sitting off to the side getting nice and toasty. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take one of your trees, and I find this is the easiest way for me to do it. You might find a better way, but what I like to do is just glue a hot glue line right down the center of the tree, at least for this first one. And then what I like to do is then place kind of where I want it initially, and then grab it and pull it up. The nice thing with hot glue is it's going to glue quickly, and it's going to lose the temperature really quickly, but just be careful anytime you use hot glue. You do not want to burn your fingers. So our glue gun accessories are available if you want to protect your fingers, or if you want to work on the glue mat that comes with it. That way you keep the mess off of your house and off of your fingers. So you're just going to keep repeating this, but as you go, take the lower layers and kind of fold them in. And this is so that you can line it up as closely as possible to the previous line, and just work your way up the wooden dowel until you get to the top. And you're just going to work your way around the tree that way. That way you get a symmetrical, really nice line all the way around. But depending on how many you want on there, you could just do one more right now if you wanted to and maybe space out the trees a little bit. You could also glue the trees together if you want them to be really, really nice and tight. I've seen a couple different versions of these felt trees, and they're all very different. You could sew different ones to the ends, add a little bit of a design around the edges if you wanted to. Now, if you don't put your tree all the way up and you see your dowel at the top, there's an easy fix to that. This particular die set, or die I should say, comes with a star. So if you wanted to make this super festive, you could cut out a star from felt or from cardstock and do it in a nice kind of glitter opulent cardstock and put it to the tops of your trees. But if you just don't want your tree, the dowel to show, just move your tree up a little bit higher and it'll cover it right up. So I'm just going to keep working my way around the dowel with my felt trees and the glue, and I just keep kind of folding it in half, and I'm just trying to get it as close to the previous one where it ended as possible. You can see I'm just taking my time. There's no need to rush. That's the nice thing also with working with hot glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room and being able to move things around for a short period of time, and then it sets after that. So I've just got two more I'm going to fit on here. And then I'm going to show you a way that you can kind of spruce them up and make them look a little bit more festive. And what I love about felt is it adds such a nice cozy feel to your house around the holidays. But what I really love about the idea of using fabric and felt is that you can then customize the trees with the home decor you might already have. So if you have made, my mom, when I was a kid, used to make cushion covers and pillow covers for the holidays. And so if she had leftover fabric, you could use the leftover fabric, make these little trees, and they would match with other elements in your house already. So I can't sew to save my life, so this is as close to fabric and felt that I will be able to successfully get by. So I've got them all on there, and now you're just going to fluff out your tree branches, go in, make sure there's room between everything, really give it a nice little edge, and then I'm going to just push my tree tops together so that it covers the top. So I've got a nice, beautiful felt tree for the holidays, and you saw how quickly it took me to do that. It takes about 2 minutes to cut out all the pieces and about 3 to 4 to put it together. The painting of the dowel is about, I'd say about 10 minutes. So if you just did this in mass production, you painted everything one day, you cut everything one day, and you assembled another day, it really wouldn't take you that long if you're doing a lot of them. But I want to show you one other little way to make these look fun. So I love fake snow, and you can buy this pretty much anywhere that has holiday stuff. They come in big bags of the fake snow. So I've got a little bit here. It's got a little bit of an iridescent to it. And what I did is I wanted there to look like there was snow below the trees. So I just went in with my glue gun and randomly placed glue. And then I just covered it with this fake snow, and you just dash it off. Keep putting it on. You can pat it in a little bit so it gets into the glue. And then you just work your way around the base of the tree, adding glue. And then once the glue dries, it doesn't have that kind of color. You won't be able to tell there's glue there. Or it dries clear. And of course it dries. So I'm just going to cover that up with some nice little iridescent snowflakes. You could also, if you wanted to, I'm not a big glitter person, so you won't see me probably using glitter in my house, but I know some people love glitter around the holidays. So you could do that same technique, and you could cover it up with, we have clear glitter now, and we have our silver glitter, and those could look really cool around the holidays. So these are both available as well. So that is the little Christmas tree. I also wanted to show you another way I did the base. So you can get these kind of like slices of wood, and I glued them together. And you might want to drill a little bit of a hole and then stick the wooden dowel in. And so I did the same exact tree, but I just used a different base. So if you're someone who likes a more natural look in your house, you could do this, and then you can do your trees out of really neutral colors like creams and grays and kind of like a slate blue or hunter green if you wanted to, and have more of a rustic look. Or you could stick to white and do more of a modern kind of cutesy look. Completely up to you, which is what I love about this project, is you can customize it in a bunch of different ways. So I'm just going to move these out of the way real quick, and I'm going to show you some quick other little ideas that I had. So you heard me mention the fireplace stocking. Now here's the Biggs die, but you'll notice right here on the packaging it shows that it works with another die set, and that is this thinlit set called Stocking Fillers, and it's 664716. And as you can see, it comes with cute little gifts, some holly, some mistletoe, a little lettered Santa, Christmas tree, peppermint sticks, and these are all fairly decent sized dies. So what you could do is you can cut out the stocking, which is about this size. So it's a very decent size when you look at it next to the size of my hand. And then you could put this in a home decor frame, have the little scene coming out of it. It's just really super cute. I wanted to show that it does work together. But what I did want to show you is how easy it would be to create like a countdown to Christmas wreath for kids. So I've got some different little stockings here. I chose 2 different patterns, 2 different cardstocks, and I just alternated all the pieces. And then we have a Biggs XL die called Nostalgic that has numbers on it that would be perfect for this time of year. And you can just number all of these, or you could put people's names on them and use them as place cards at your holiday dinner tables. Or you can number them 1 to 25, and starting December 1st, have a countdown with the kids throughout the whole month. You could also just cut these out of felt too and make little pockets and use them for gifts for people and stick a little gift tag inside, or not gift tag, a gift card inside, and give those to your friends and family and coworkers around the holidays. But I think this is such a great project to do with kids. In fact, I am watching 2 of my favorite little ones pretty soon, and so I'm going to make them one of these when it gets a little bit closer to Christmas. I might do like a 5-day countdown or something, but I think it'd be such a fun little idea. Okay, and then the next one I want to show you is this die set called Christmas Nature, which is basically just foliage elements. Now, what's really cool about this is it works well by itself. So what you can do is just cut 3 strips of paper and then fold them in on themselves to create little balls to look like holly berries. And then you just use the foliage elements with it to make little holly leaves and holly berries, which these can be used and strung up around the house, or you can put them with, if you have a garland, you can add them to the garland for a pop of color. Again, you can customize the colors, but it's just a really nice paper craft to decorate around your house. Or you could put these at the dinner table, the Christmas dinner table, and write people's names on them, and they could be the placeholders for each person. But if you want to do something a little bit more traditional and decorate around the holidays, I did this wreath right here. I painted this wood loom in the gold metallic acrylic paint, and then I went in with our festive felt and did use a Biggs L die called Bundle of Flowers, and it is in our Essentials line, so it's available year-round, which is great. But you can see I did this more of a bright, cheery color. Obviously, it would match well with my trees that I made. So you can really definitely change up the colors to whatever you want to do, but I use the Christmas nature here as well for my foliage with my florals. So I'm using two different die sets or dies on here. I'm using the Christmas nature and then the bundle of flowers. And then I just picked my colors and added them in, but they work perfectly with my other little trees that I made. And that's the beauty of being able to combine your festive felt colors. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those ideas. I really had a lot of fun making these little felt trees. I love projects that come together quickly, seamlessly. They're easy to do, and they're really fun and festive. I can't wait to decorate. I'm actually going to decorate the backdrop with these, so you'll see them in some of our upcoming videos perhaps. But whether you're going for a modern look or a rustic look, you can really customize the colors, make them whatever you want for around your house. You can make wreaths to decorate on your front door, or maybe you are someone that decorates on the walls. Lots of different ideas. Saw some stuff to do with the kids, stuff if you just want to do it for fun and do a countdown yourself. Why wouldn't you? But I hope you are all having a fantastic holiday season, and be sure to look out for some other content coming your way. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.